Hey guys, what's up? So you've probably been hearing about how Chat GPT has been on the news a lot lately, about how students are using it for their exams, how writers as well as artists are up in arms about it for fears of being replaced, as well as ethical lines around plagiarism. Honestly, I'm a little bit worried as well, being an artist myself, but right now I am just struggling so hard with this piece that I'm failing to learn. It's been a real struggle. So the piece is called Round of the Goblins by Bazzini. And honestly, it is one of the most difficult pieces that I've ever learned. It's a piece that usually only prodigies play. And at this point, it's been 10 years since my last violin lesson, and honestly, I'm a little too old to be considered a prodigy. But I thought, hey, you know what? Why not see if AI can help? AI help turn me into the prodigy that I once was. All right, so I've got ChatGPT in front of me right now, and we're gonna pretend that I have procrastinated out the wazoo, and I've only got 3 days left to practice this goblin piece, right? By the way, I sound super Australian right now because I've just had a conversation with my neighbor who I have not seen in like decades, so yeah, sorry. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to put together a 3-day practice schedule to help me learn it. Then I'll follow the instructions and practice according to its instructions to see if it works. Now, I'm learning... Let's see, day 1, warm up. So I feel like this is pretty vague at the moment. I want to know actually which type of exercises. Okay, phrasing, musicality, these are all good things. These are all very, very general though. So I want to get a little bit more deeper into it. All right, so. Oh, okay, Paganini Caprice number 24. I don't think Paganini 24th would actually help. It's gotten a bit more detailed. How about we do it into 1 day, and then we can repeat it 3 times, right? So now we have a breakdown. And this is what I heard about ChatGPT, that it's just not specific enough. So I'm gonna ask it to be more specific about the caprices or etudes. Oh, you know what? We can help it by asking it about shifting and ricochet, both of which are pretty important in the piece. Warm up 10 minutes, scales and arpeggios to prepare your fingers and bow arm. 15 minutes, technical exercises for ricochet technique. Practice Paganini's Caprice number 9. It does have ricochet. I mean, I can see it here, but it's also not very efficient. Terribly difficult piece. Round of the Goblins, and then you still have to practice a whole other piece on top of that. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna check Kreuzer's Etude number 2, which is what they also recommended. Oh, this is the famous etude that like everybody plays. This etude focuses on left-hand shifting. This whole thing's in first position. What is it talking about? Again, nah, this is not cutting it. You know what? Maybe this is just ChatGPT 3. Maybe we need to go to 4. So hang on a second. I'm gonna be right back and get ChatGPT 4. All right, so we are back and I've got ChatGPT 4. We are going to put in the input to help me practice techniques like shifting and ricochet to eventually help me play Round of the Goblins by Bazzini. Oh, okay. It's got a few others out there. Sevchek Opus 8. Flesch scale system. Okay, so it's being specific now about which scales to practice. Kreutzer Etude number 9. I'm gonna fact check that. This etude is good for practicing shifting, is it? Not as good as what I thought it would be. We're gonna do the same prompt into ChatGPT 4 and see what happens. Day 1, familiarization and slow practice. Okay. Day 2, speed and phrasing. Day 3, continuity and performance. Okay. So according to this, I'll be able to play Round of the Goblins in 3 days. All right, let's go see if this practice schedule actually works. Before we get into that though, I want to take this moment to tell you that like all goals you're trying to achieve, practicing is best done without cramming last minute. However, it's usually really hard to stay motivated and stick to your goals, which is why I use Tonic. It's a free practice app that I developed where you can join or create your own practice studio to stream to a community of musicians from all around the world. There are also fun events like our recent 2-set challenge, as well as groups, badges, and rewards, all to keep you motivated and having fun while you practice. So give it a try. Join Tonic today and let's have fun practicing together. I'll see you in the practice room. All right, so we are here set up, pretty much ready to go. We're gonna be following the instructions of day one, starting with that, and then we'll do a recap of how day one is like. I've opened my studio in Tonic. All right, let's do a little assessment of how things are. Yeah, these shifts I'm gonna get. It's the goal of today. Day one, familiarization and slow practice. Warm up, 30 minutes. So we're gonna, for the sake of this video, pretend that we just warmed up for 30 minutes. I think that we can skip this part. I'm pretty warmed up. I just ate lunch. My mom fed me, so that counts. That counts, right? Okay, the next instruction is sectional practice. Break Round of the Goblins into small sections, such as one measure or phrase at a time. I actually really like that it says to do that. One measure is often enough. Start with slow practice, focusing on right notes, correct fingering, and bowing. I will do it with metronome. Chat GPT said I have to. Okay, fine. I will also do that as well. Well, the metronome is in my head, so I don't have a metronome now. Too bad. Okay, I think I struggled with this ricochet here, so I'm gonna break that up into one measure. All right, I'm gonna download a metronome app. Metronome app. That's pretty good. I feel like because I am a prodigy, at least for this video, let's say I managed to learn that really fast. What do we have? Technique focus. Isolate any challenging shifts or ricochet passages. Practice these sections slowly and carefully. You may also want to revisit the relevant exercises and etudes from your technique practice schedule. ChatGPT earlier gave me some etudes to practice. They weren't very good though. I didn't feel like they were relevant as much to the shifts, but I'm definitely going to work on this one section that has been causing me grief this whole time. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I just need the metronome. Maybe that's what's been missing. And I'm gonna isolate those 4 measures. Maybe 2 measures. Gosh. I feel like I need to ask ChatGPT what it can do to help me make my shifts better. Practice, Kreutzer, for shifting, Kreutzer etude number 9. We're gonna try that. Maybe this has been the hidden, this has been the hidden key. Ah, that shift. Wow, I'm okay. I am kind of speechless though that it knew, like, that is not such an obvious one that I would think of for shifting. I thought Kreutzer etude number 1 was going to be the more obvious choice, but anyway, let's go back to that earlier passage I was having trouble with. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I feel like the etude reset my alignment of like fingers. If I relax then, it was like... Oh my gosh. I'm actually like in shock. What the heck? What other etudes did it prescribe? Ah! For shifting, the Sevchek Opus 8. Oh my gosh, this whole thing is about shifting. Man, the fact that I cannot even play these in tune, it knows! It knows! ChatGPT knows. It knows I need to practice this. let's just taking that. Let's go back to the Goblin and then see what difference that made. Wow, it's getting better and better. Oh my gosh. We're going up to 142. Okay, I feel like it's not quite as there as possible. I'm gonna go back to Chat GPT Sensei. There's still the Flesch scale system that we haven't done yet. Practice the scales which involve shifting. G major and C major can be a good start. Okay. Well, you know, we've done 2 out of 3, so might as well try out the third and final bit of instruction. I have here Carl Flesch, Das Skalensystem. I've never practiced these in my life. I didn't know this was how it goes. I was like, oh, I'll just practice C major scale. But then this like goes into arpeggios. Is this what other people have been practicing this whole time? And I just didn't know? What? I can totally see that how practicing this would make something like Round of the Goblins like far easier. How did I not know that this existed until now? This is okay. So back to this part. Oh my gosh, even the being around, just like shifting around on up and down on the fingerboard, it feels more secure. This is crazy. I want to start from the beginning and see how this affects the piece. Well, I feel like my ricochet is pretty good, but maybe it can be even better. I want to see what it prescribes for ricochet as well. Oh, Carl Flesch, where have you been all my life? Das Skalensystem. Okay, for ricochet, Kreutzer Etude number 2. This etude can be adapted to practice ricochet. What? I didn't know that. Like, okay. Oh, it does have a ricochet, like, in there. Oh. This is actually really hard. Maybe I should do it in the same bowing as the one in the Bazzini so they can be, like, applied. Wow. Okay. We'll just finish it. Wow. Back to the Bazzini. Oh my gosh, it's so much easier! Have I been practicing wrong this whole time? This is crazy. Oh, this feels so much better! Oh, wow. Okay, I submit. Let me see what else ChatGPT's talked about. Okay, so it also says Dant, Opus 35, Etude number 13, as well as Setchik, Opus 3, bowing techniques. We'll have to check those out as well. Chat GPT sensei, what etudes would help my, what would that be called? Double stop shifting. Oh, this is a tough question. I was thinking for a while. Ooh, Fiorello Etude number 28. All right, I'm there. Oh, I don't have this either. Gosh. This says a lot about me. I don't have a single like etude or anything in my library. By the way, I love asking for feedback from the audience and Tonic as well. So what do you guys think in terms of like the improvement? Do you feel like this is deferred from my usual practicing? Much improvement? Yeah, it's very different, right? It's very different from my usual practicing, and I feel like I can definitely adopt more of a method from this. Thanks for sharing, guys. We're going to practice, I think, the last technique that ChatGPT has prescribed. This one is Fiorello number 28. What? You know, it's interesting. At first I thought, there's no double stops in this. But then I realized that what this etude is actually doing, that somehow ChatGPT knows, is that it's breaking apart the double stops. And we're shifting around, and it's actually breaking apart the double stops. It's like, you know. This is crazy. AI is taking over the world. Does this work? Definitely. I don't even need to finish practicing the piece, and I already know. It's already starting to, you guys can hear the difference already. It's pretty crazy. And this is only day one. I'm gonna definitely incorporate this into my daily practice schedule. This is good. This is good. I'm gonna keep practicing this. This is crazy. I can't even play sixths anymore. Wait, does that line just mean like play 3/3 the whole time? Oh my gosh, that's what that means? Let it be known, I am now joining the scale gang. Where are you at? This is gonna make me such a better violinist. I'm so happy that I was so wrong. I remember back then I was like being like, oh, these aren't the right etudes. But it just goes to show that you only know what you know. And that is so limiting. But that's what happens, right? Especially after you gain more experience. It's like you rely on your experience and you stop thinking about learning something new. And you think you already know how to practice. You already know the things that, like, this is how it's always worked, especially if you have success, right? Like for me, it's like, well, why would I change? Why should I change the way I practice? So I feel like, in a sense, this whole experience has been about that. It's like, you know, change the way you practice, try new things. I am going back to practice, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Oh gosh, what a humbling experience.
3 hours later.
Still practicing. It's already dark outside. You guys are still here. This is what keeps me sane, so that I can do this. Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you.